What's up, Facebook? Say hi.
Hey, I'm driving.
He's driving. We're driving downtown Columbus. Kind of an exciting day.
Yeah, very exciting.
I think you guys remember the last time we told this story, Gerard was all suited up to go to court and someone confused him for a lawyer and was asking him legal advice. So anyways, like...
Hey, you know I got him off with 3 years.
Good, so he got the guy off. So anyways, you guys know Gerard's history is very similar to mine. An addict, made choices, you know, in his addiction he's not proud of, and then also was kind of shackled to the court system. He got out on...
Shackled.
You want me to say, like, he got out on...
Okay.
Served some time in prison, then was released on judicial, and, you know, for the last, 2.5 years almost, he has been on probation. And, you know, but he's, like, literally turned his life around. And we travel, and it makes kind of things so, like, difficult, like, having to check in.
I have to get permission. I got to get, like, documents to travel and whatnot. And sometimes, like, because they have to send it in front of the judge, sometimes, like, we'd have to cancel trips because they just, I mean, their priority was not me going to South Florida to go, you know, to a conference or, you know, to fly out to Vegas for a conference. You know, they just didn't have to deal with that a lot, so they really didn't make it a priority to get it taken care of.
And he's typically like, and you know, I was on probation years ago, and like when I was on probation, I was not living a life like he's even close to. He's not your typical person, you know, that they deal with. And he did all the programs, you know, he was great in, obviously, in prison. He actually took like, so he has so many certificates. Like he made,
I was a tutor.
What it was for, rehabilitation, you know, rehabilitation, like to help people. Like you can, you know, you get dealt consequences, and you know, can use those choices to like get better, or you can use it. Everyone has a choice at the end of the day what they do with their time. You know, I personally have been incarcerated in halfway houses and stuff, and you know, I would be making one choice to maybe go to a meeting or, you know, counseling, and other people would be making choices to find ways to hurt the system and take advantage of it. Everyone has a choice ultimately. But today, they terminated his probation early.
Boom! Done. Dead.
So he now, and you know, we saw his probation officer after, and it was, you know, they recommended it as well, and she was excited for him too. He's not his typical people, you know, person that she's used to having to deal with, and it almost felt like it was wasting county's resources. Like money that they have to spend, like,
I mean, because they would have me come down, take your analysis, drug test, and you know, I was clean. I'd always pass them. You know, I took up their time. You know, I went through like 3 different probation officers, and my last one actually said, this is a waste of your time and my time. I don't even know why they still have you coming down here. She's like, I don't get it, but you got to do what you got to do. And then that's what motivated me to get an attorney and just try to get off probation.
And, like, you know, she was open, like, and, like, he knows, like, what he did to get here he's not proud of it.
No.
It was definitely 100% influenced by being under the drugs. And, you know, what did you say, like, when the judge asked you, like, then and now?
What?
You know, just about your life and purpose and stuff like that.
You know, she asked me, she's like, you know, Mr. Powers, I want to hear it in your words. Why, you know, I mean, what's the hang up? Why, I mean, if you're doing so good on probation, and, you know, I explained to her that, you know, like now, you know, before, you know, like living life, you know, I had a purpose. My purpose was to get high, you know. Now, you know, with the kids in my life and Brittany in my life, I have a different purpose now. And, you know, with the successful business and whatnot, it's shown me that I am capable of doing amazing things and of being an amazing person. And, you know, with those things in place in my life, like I told her, you know, like, I understand that, you know, I can't get high and have those things in my life, and that, you know, where I've come and where I've gone, I don't want to go back to where I was, you know. And she was really receptive to it, you know. She, you know, I think before I spoke, she was kind of iffy.
I think she was iffy too. I was actually a little nervous because they were serious crimes. And
okay, listen, so you don't have to go look it up, okay? I was an IV drug user, okay? I robbed a bank, okay? We're just going to leave it like that.
No, he's not going to leave it like that, because he did not do like Ocean's 11. He passed a note.
Come in there, guns blazing, like, give it up!
He passed a note to a teller. Which is considered robbery. So so in drug addiction, he robbed a bank, and you know, he went to prison. Yeah. And we do change, and that's the thing, like, and for me being a chronic relapser in my past, like, I get it. Like, I get, like, being clean and then thinking things are okay and then making that choice to use. Like, that's why I don't drink or anything, because all that stuff that I've gained, I can lose it so quickly. Yeah. And, like, for me, like, thinking, like, okay, and when I remember when I got off probation, like, and them asking me, like, well, now do you want to, like, are you tempted to use now? And I'm like, no, like, I will lose everything again, like, everything I've worked so hard, because that's the thing, like, no matter what, like, and I've seen, like, with your people with children and addicts and stuff, like, nothing else is important, and you don't want it to be that way. Like, you want to, like, be like, I love my kids, I love, you know, my family, I love myself, but drugs always will come first, no matter what. And it plays with your brain, and it makes you think that, you know, maybe it won't be that bad this time.
It'll be different.
It will be different this time, or I can do it differently this way. And it never, in my experiences, it's never turned out that way, you know? So I just wanted to come live because, like, you know, addicts do have such a freaking we have such, what would you say, like, it's taboo and stigma attached to being an addict, and, like, knowing that, you know, people really they can recover. It is a daily thing, you know. No one's ever cured, no one's ever recovered.
There's no ED at the end.
Anyone, you know, using can always be an option, always. Like, relapse happens too if you're not vigilant, but, you know, if we do the next right thing, like with anything in life, things are okay. And, like, for Jerry, like, your life is, like, really good today.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I'm not looking over my shoulder. I don't know Pookie a bunch of money. You know, I'm not walking into banks passing notes. And then, you know, I mean, really, literally, to be honest, if I would have never got early released from prison, I should still be in prison today, talking about don't drop the soap.
And honestly, like, it takes having, you know, he had people that believed in him, because
yeah, my brother and his wife, my brother John was an incredible, and a good friend of mine, Richard, you know, they were, like, with me to the end, you know. The whole trip I was there, you know, they supported me when I got out, you know, they, you know, helped put me up, you know, did a lot for me. Got out, I had nothing, you know, I'm talking bought me a car, you know, my brother owns a company, gave me a job, so I had good employment, you know.
And he was lucky. Do you know how hard it is for a convicted felon to get any type of employment? And you guys know that's a big part of the thing that I talk about and why I joined network marketing, because it's a horrible double-edged sword, because, like, we commit these crimes, you know, in addiction, and then we get clean and we want to better ourselves, but we're stuck because you have this record. And, like, I see how sometimes, like, and I felt it, like, okay, why did I get clean, or why did I change my life? And so I always think, like, not being so judgmental and seeing how we can help people, obviously without enabling, because enabling is just as bad, but, like, how we can help people, how we can, you know, give people a chance. Like, I'm all for second chances, because I've been given a million, second, third, fourth, fifth. I've been given so many chances, and you just never know when it's going to stick. It's ultimately up to the person. But, yeah, like, I've seen in the halfway house, like, these women getting out of prison and, like not being able to feel like they have a sense of purpose because no one wants to hire them, give them a job, a safe place to live. You can only, I remember only being able to rent in places that were putting me back in to the neighborhoods I was trying to get out of, because no place wanted to rent to someone with a drug conviction or any type. So it's a hard cycle, and there is some change that I think, on a legislative level, I think things are slowly progressing as far as me being able to get my charges off, but there's still a lot of work to do, and I think that's why I am so vocal about it.
When you think about it, I'd say 90% of people that are in prison have drug or alcohol-related problems or mental health issues. When you release someone, they give you something, when you do your time, it's called gate pay. They give you a check for like $150.
Don't kill us.
Now, you give an addict or an alcoholic $150, they've been locked up 3-4 years, and you say, all right, do the right thing. Hope not to see you again. What the hell do you think is going to happen? But then when you think, and what it took was someone, because like when I was in prison, I couldn't understand like why, like I had a case manager, and this dude did not care, would never help me do anything. And then it took this older guy that was actually doing life to explain to me, and he's like, Powers, listen. He goes, what good is it for him to help you to improve yourself and for you to become a better person? Because his job depends on you coming back. Why would he want you not to come back? And that's when it clicked with me that
as a country, we do lock up more of our citizens than any other developed country
in the world.
And that's something to think about a lot. Instead of offering maybe free, accessible addiction treatment services or mental health services for people, that, instead of throwing them in prison right away or in jail right away, offering help. And it's gotten a lot better, but we're still not there because there's a lot of people that really probably could just use a really good program and not just being like thrown away, because it's hard. It's really, really hard once you have it on your record to try to change your life. That's why I'm so thankful, obviously, for, a lot of people in recovery do have to end up starting their own businesses, whether it's brick and mortar or, network marketing, construction. A lot of people do roofs, a beauty, like to where they don't have to get background checks, but that's so hard. That's why I say, like with what I do, it's a low risk to be able to start, but it's really hard when you have those charges, and it can be discouraging. And when you're new in recovery, you do not need anything else. Like, you're so trying to like learn how to deal and cope with life's terms, without having other outside stressors, because if you're not like solid there, anything can make you think it's a good idea. And then like we've said, it only takes like one time and you can just be right back.
It just
there.
takes one bad choice.
One bad choice, like once, and like for me, like my body doesn't know the difference, and like if I know I use one time, it's so hard to stop, because that's when the obsession will start, and I've learned my lesson of talking myself into thinking why it was a good idea. So anyways, that was his good news.
Awesome news.
And, just another win for, another example on, addicts being able to change their life and being an example. And I think this is, we were talking about, dude, this is your fresh start, right?
Yeah. I mean, 100, I mean, I was real nervous. I didn't, the way she was talking, I was like, she started talking about how serious things were, and I didn't think at first, and then, she got to talk to me was what really went down,
He's so proud of himself.
I'm happy.
Thinks he should be an attorney.
I am. I just don't have a license.
Go out of law school. All right, you all. I've got an appointment in a little bit I'm running to, but we'll talk to you soon. Have a great July. Bye.